Hello guys, welcome to our channel again. This is our sixth video of HTML series. Okay, so in the previous video, we talked about attributes and we talked about attribute measurements and style attribute. So in this one, we are going to talk about images, how to put an image and how to put a link to the image, and we are going to do a quick review about HTML color coding. Okay, let's talk about image tag. Now image tag or the IMG tag is used to insert an image. IMG tag contains only attributes. It does not have any closing tag. Now if you want to insert an image, first thing you have to do is go to the directory, have the image that you need to insert. Okay, now I have this image called tree. It is a JPG file. I have tree. Okay, I'm going to the code and I'm going to type img. Then we have to put the attribute src. Tells source code the where is this image and the name of the image. And then I'm going to put the value, the name of the image. I'm going to the browser and here I have tree. I'm going to rename and here tree. Okay, I'm going to put that tree. And then you have to tell the format of the image. Now it is a JPG, so I'm going to give it JPG and then I'm going to close it. Now as I told you, image tag does not have any end or closing tag, so this is a self closing tag, so we put slash and close it. And if I say this, go to the browser and reload, now you can see the image. We have this tree image in the browser. Okay, now this is what we can do if the image is in the same directory. Okay, now I have the file in here in the desktop and the image file is also on the desktop. But if you have it in a different directory, you have to specify the path. Okay, now here you can see I have a folder called images. Okay, and here I have a image called flower. Now I want to put this image, the flower, to our web browser, not this tree. To do that, I have to go to the notepad and I have to specify the path. Okay, I'm going to delete this. Now where is the image? It is on a folder, in a different folder in the same directory. To go there, I have to specify the path. So I'm going dot slash and then I give the folder name. Images. Okay, you see images, the folder name, and inside this folder I have the image called flower and slash flower.jpg, and I close this. And if I save this and go to the browser, now you can see this flower. So it doesn't have to be the same directory, but you have to specify the path if you are using an image from a different directory. Now usually image doesn't have one attribute, it does have many attributes like width and height and stuff. Okay, well, let's put a few. We have the src attribute and then after a space I'm going to give it a measurement attribute called width and equal to, I will give it like 400 px, let's say. Now this image, the width of the image is 400 pixel, and then I'm going to give it height and I'm going to give it a value of 300 px, and let's save this and go to the browser and reload. Now you can see it's a little bit different. Now this width is 400 px and height is 300 px. There is another very important attribute to use when you use an image, that is alt. Usually we put it after the src. As soon as we done with the src, we put this alt. What is alt? Alt means alternative. What does that mean is, sometimes you have the image but it is not loaded. Okay, you can't see the image. Maybe your internet is down, maybe connection is slow, maybe sometimes you don't have the image on the same directory where you put. In those kind of situations, you don't have the image. But when that happens, we can put alternative text. So what does alternative text do? It represents a text when the image is not loaded. So let's take an example, and I'm going to give it the text called flower image. I think you can see that. Alright, we have the image src attribute, and I have specified the path, and then we have the alternative text, and then width of 400 pixels and height of 300 px. And if I say this and go to the browser, reload, now you can see the image. Where is the alternative text? We have the text inside this, but we cannot see this. Why? Because now this image is loaded. Now to understand, I will just delete this. Okay, alright, now what will happen if we reload it? Now you can see there is no image. You can see place that we specified for this image. We have it 400 pixels width and 300 pixel of height. Alright, we have that, and here we have text called flower image. What is that? That is what we put as the alternative text, flower image. So when there's no image, when it's not loaded, or in situation, as an alternative, we have this text. I'm going to put the image back. Okay, we have the image back. So there's also an attribute called border to the image, and the border needs also some measurement. I'm going to give it let's say 5 pixels. It should be a small measurement, so I'm going to save it, and you can see this thin line around the picture. That is what we put by the border. So like that, there are many attributes you can put in the image tag. If you remember, in the last time we talked about how to put a link using anchor tag, and after that anchor tag we put an attribute called href, and we gave it a value of the link. I will put a link just like last time. Now instead of this text, we studied about images, so I'm going to put an image. I will take to a new line so you can see it clearly. Image, and I'm going to source it tree.jpg, and I'm going to give it an alternative text. It's a good practice to give an alternative text always. Okay, it's not necessary, but it is a good practice. And I'm going to close it. There's no closing tag, it's a self-closing tag, self-ending tag. And I'm going to save this and go to the browser and reload. Now we have this image, but now this is not just an image. You can see when I take my mouse cursor to here, it changed the icon, because now if you click this image, you can go to a new link. Okay, so when we use anchor tags to get to a link, you can use not just a link, text, you can use also images. Alright. Okay, now I'm going to give a quick view about HTML colors. Now HTML color coding is a little bit different. I'm going to talk about that now. If you can see this picture, under this decimal we have our usual numbers 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. Okay, this is what we call decimal number system. And then to understand HTML colors, we need to understand hexadecimal number system. Just like decimal, it comes from 0 to 9 normally, but after 10, instead of 10, it has A. Okay, and instead of 11, B, instead of 12, C, instead of 13, D, instead of 14, E, 15, F. Okay, that is how we do our number system in hexadecimal. Okay, now if, for example, if you have to say 12 in hexadecimal, it's C. Alright, now HTML color system is little bit different. First you have to put the hashtag, and then there are 6 numbers, and those 6 numbers you have to number it in hexadecimals. First 2 numbers is in the range of red area. Okay, now HTML color comes with RGB, means red, green, blue. So the first one is red, means the first two step is red, and then next step is green, and final blue. So this is the example. How do we put red color in HTML is put the hashtag, and then in the first two spaces I have put 2f. Okay, means they give the highest value for first two priority, and if it is RGB, and give the highest value to red color, and then for the green and blue give the lowest, means the 0. So what will happen? It will give the red color. Just like that, in the next one it gives 0 to red and to blue, but gives the highest value to green color, so you will get green. And the final one, it gives 0 to red and green, and f, the highest value to blue, so it will give you the color blue. And if you want black, you have to give all the values 0. Okay, and if you need white, you have to give all the values the highest values, because we all know that white color is made with every color. Okay, so that is why when we mix all the colors with the highest value, we get white color. Okay, that's all to say about HTML colors. We are going to use them in HTML more often. So that to say, let's take a look at HTML colors, a quick one. Okay, now here I have the body. To the body, I'm going to give it a BG color, means background color in HTML. Okay, I'm going to give it hashtag and then give some numbers. Okay, 2 4 zeros and let's say 99. Alright, 99. Okay, alright, now I have this background color, and I'm going to save this and see in the web browser. Now you can see the whole page is dark blue colored. Okay, so the easiest way to find colors is, I know it's a little bit hard to find HTML colors. All you have to do is go to the Google and type HTML color pick, and you may have a site to find HTML colors. Okay, that is the easiest way to pick colors. Okay, so that is it for this video. See you in the next one.